Great wars are usually remembered through their powerful armies, massive battles, and decisive victories. But history repeatedly shows something more uncomfortable. Some of the strongest armies ever assembled were defeated not by superior force, but by people who refused to fight like armies. Guerrilla warfare is not chaos or desperation. It is a form of war with its own internal logic. Large conventional armies often lose guerrilla wars not because they lack discipline, technology, or tactical skill, but because they are fundamentally incompatible with the environment in which they are fighting. Terrain, climate, local knowledge, and population dynamics reshape the battlefield in ways that negate conventional strength. Guerrilla fighters exploit this mismatch by choosing when to fight and when to disappear, turning weakness into strategic advantage. Guerrilla warfare is asymmetric, attritional, and deliberately indirect. It is not disorder or randomness. Guerrilla forces maintain organization and internal discipline, but they operate under a different logic than regular armies. Conventional forces seek to control space, hold territory, and force decisive engagements. Guerrilla forces, by contrast, aim to control time, dictating the pace of conflict and exhausting the enemy through prolonged uncertainty. At the heart of guerrilla warfare lies the avoidance of enemy strength and the systematic exploitation of weakness. Guerrillas prioritize mobility over territory, refusing to defend fixed positions and instead striking where the enemy is exposed. Their most powerful weapon is local knowledge of the land, the population, and the rhythms of daily life. Psychological pressure plays a central role, as constant harassment erodes morale more effectively than battlefield casualties. Victory is pursued not through decisive battles, but through long-term attrition that drains the enemy's will to continue. In 1808, Napoleon's armies entered Spain at the height of their power. These forces had defeated Europe's strongest states through speed, discipline, and operational brilliance. Yet in Spain, they encountered an enemy that refused to fight on conventional terms. Local populations supported small, mobile bands that launched ambushes, night attacks, and constant harassment. French armies could defeat Spanish forces in battle, but they could not pacify the countryside. Napoleon could conquer Europe, but he could not conquer Spanish villages. Guerrilla warfare succeeds by imposing continuous logistical and psychological pressure on occupying forces. Supply lines become targets, movement becomes dangerous, and even rest offers no security. Over time, the cost of occupation begins to outweigh its strategic value. As the conflict expands beyond the battlefield and into political and social life, the population itself becomes part of the war, further eroding the occupier's legitimacy and resolve. Despite its strengths, guerrilla warfare is not universally effective. Without genuine popular support, guerrilla movements collapse quickly. When guerrilla forces attempt to transform into conventional armies, they lose the advantages that made them effective in the first place. Time, which often favors guerrillas, can also turn against them if political conditions change or external support fades. Guerrilla warfare does not aim to win wars in the traditional sense. Its objective is to make victory unattainable for the enemy. By reshaping the relationship between power, time, and terrain, it undermines even the strongest armies. From Spain to Vietnam to Afghanistan, this strategic logic has repeated itself across centuries, reminding us that war is not decided by strength alone, but by adaptability.